fairly tight space. We don't really want to rush at the center, otherwise we're going to be overwhelmed by the guys attacking us from every direction. Still, we might as well go on the offensive immediately. He's in a very, very risky position. Let's take the risk though. We need to reduce the amount of attackers quite substantially though. Not sure how I can do it. Yeah, oh. This is how we survive, by them making poor target choices. Although I don't really get the double hand or whatever animated armor thing, because they suck. So they have some kind of special ability that I'm not aware of, or what? They have to have something. Even the Executioner doesn't really do anything. So, I don't know. What are they good for? Easy kills, easy kills. Bolt increased level 2. Well, it's not that great, but something. Enemy simply doesn't gather in such large groups that it's worthwhile. It's just a middle of the road spell on your way to getting something actually decent. The Axe of the Atlas isn't even all that much better. Could have easily done without it. We'll clear the right hand side, see if the left hand guys want to come after us. Bazoo got 2 turns in a row immediately. He's clearly the main boss here. He has a large area of control. Frabell is fine, but that's all she is. think if there's a challenge here is to how to deal with two bosses at the same time. Yeah, Bazoo gets 2 turns in a row. Very clearly gets them in a row. So yeah, it's gonna be tough to deal with. That's potentially a lot of spell damage you'll have to tank. Pretty much impossible to do, in fact. So if you go after him, he has to be brought down quickly. Frabell is probably easier to manage. Wouldn't say less dangerous necessarily, but at worst we would lose like 1 guy to him per hit. I'm super impressed with the rangers in this game. Absolutely fantastic mobility, good range, good attack power. They really have no major downsides. Right, assassins come to us. This is good. They choose to attack the targets that are hardened, so they'll unlikely to achieve it. Ooh, Domingo is not hardened. Maybe unnecessary to use heal too, but I don't want to risk anyone dying here. Any kind of spell will really get us to level up with it. Bolt spell increased to level 2. So we have a lot of level 2 bolt spellcasters in our group now, which isn't particularly useful at all. Want to clear the guys that are coming after us too before moving against the bosses. I'm not sure about the chimeras. It depends on how quickly we can suspect we can take down the bosses. Chimeras will probably take 2 turns to reach our guys. So we can't exactly ignore them. They could potentially ruin things. Normally they wouldn't, but we are going to have to take a lot of damage. So add some kind of fireball attacks on top of that, and they could be lethal. Alright, we'll move to the left side to clear the chimeras. Although one of the bosses sort of late game come very close to the edge there, so we might be able to use range attackers to pummel her quite substantially, and it might not even risk the other boss entering the fight. Evil Bishop regenerates. Gotta take a chance, see how they react. Isha will not survive it if she goes there. I don't want anyone who has to go all that close, even thinking about going up there. If they basically have to go walk on those steps that lead to the upper platform where the bosses are, I don't want them to go. Right, so if you attack, they will rush. Heavy hit does only 11 points of damage. Even if she gets another hit pretty much instantly, it's not gonna matter too much. Question is what the other boss is gonna do and what the healer is gonna do. Is it gonna stick with the main boss or is it going to get into the fray and help? Frabell is not retreating at all. Yeah, she is not really all that impressive though. Chimeras are gonna rush. Yeah, they have to. What are you doing? Yeah, this is an aura spell. This is fine, but it's not gonna make much of a difference. The question is what the other boss can do. If he's gonna get involved, then I attacked at a very bad time. And he'll get 2 turns in a row. So what are you gonna do? Nothing. That's all I wanted to know. Frabell is dead. Excellent. Evil Bishop will heal himself. He won't be healing anyone. So, Mr. Bossman, what are you gonna do now? Gonna come with your bolts or something else? If he doesn't come after us, we're suddenly moving against him at this point. Also, someone needs to actually check what the goddamn White Ring does. Forgot about it entirely. The Chimeras are gonna rush in soon. They really don't have anything else to do. What are you gonna do? There we go. Take out 2 of my guys. Gonna do it again. Probably. No? It's even more pathetic than I thought. They'll still definitely cast 1 ability at least. I don't see how we could avoid that. There's no way I can kill it. No way. Still, the Chimeras are gonna take things easy. I don't see what possible threat that they pose from me. So the White Ring is quite literally not usable by Nisha. Might be usable by the... Let's give it to him. And we will likely die though. Because the Chimeras will attack. Who exactly here needs real help? Really, Stark is the only one who does. Okay, I might have to deal with 2 bolts and 2 chimera attacks. That's the worst case scenario. That's enough to start killing people. 1 chimera can't reach us. Shade is the only one who's in real danger then. We can at least mitigate that issue a little bit. Okay. 1 bolt at worst. No bolts. So nothing of consequence happened. Chimeras and well, Chimeras harassed us a little bit, but he didn't do shit. I'm pretty sure the White Ring can at least be used by the heroes and that sort of characters, if I can't get the stock to use them. I don't think there's a reason to hold back here. Here, just get rid of Bazoo as quickly as possible. I don't recall him having anything useful as quickly. Just easy kill. This should do it. Piece of cake.
Easy, Frabell. Remember, once that monster starts to move, he will never be stopped. Cyprus, Guardiana, and the world will be ours. Oh, don't quit now, Maximus. We've got to stop that monster before it moves.
What exactly is it? Probably not a 3-headed dragon though. That's the... Ooh, it's...
The summoning is complete. You're too late. Woldol, why do you hide your monster back there? Is something wrong with it? Let me go back there and see. No, not yet. Guards! Protect the monster until he is strong enough to move. Maximus, we don't have much time. Let's go.
Is this a big map? No, it's a very small map. Which is very, very positive for me. This probably are gonna... They're gonna either retreat or spawn crap here. He's not good. At all. Woldol is surprisingly shitty, actually. Which makes me think that this has to be some kind of a non-fight really. This is not a real boss fight. Yeah, the evil monster has Bolt 3, but this can't be the evil monster. Bolt 3 probably means he has a huge range, reasonably effective, but if we don't go through the center, we can evade that entirely. Yeah, this guy can't actually use the ring. I'm going to see if the hero can use it. Ten points in extra defense. Yeah, I'll take that. Right, the big bad monster is definitely immobile, so I think the maximum range vulnerability is 3. So 1, 2, 3. If we don't go within that range, we'll be fine. You can certainly attack Woldol without doing that. This one... This would be a safe place to attack from. But... well, let's see what happens. Woldol down.
You're all so young, but as long as the monster lives, I will not die. It will be his first meal.
Okay. So he's the bad guy. Maybe Woldol will keep respawning or something. I guess we'll take our position here. Get into a position to attack the monster. It's not much else we can do. The executioner sword should be able to take care of. Oh no, we lost 2 points of 2 hit points instead of 1. They are sort of interfering with us. So if we go after the monster now, I'm not sure how much we could really achieve. We also need to kill the monk that's guarding it, or the bishop, whatever it's called. Let's see what happens. I think the bishop only has aura instead of the better healing abilities. 2 attacks, okay, this is good for us. He's lost probably close to 60 points from that attack alone. Still has a little bit over 100. Do you have heal 4? No, so the aura is not that impressive of a heal. Meaning we should focus on just damaging the monster instead of worrying about the heal. Extra damage is just the side he has, it's a positive. I might be able to cast both 2 and 3 characters. Might be a better option. If a mage attacks the monster with an area of expel, it'll kill the bishop too. But I don't think I can get enough melee attackers there to kill the monster yet. Still, the bishop isn't gonna be healing anyone, that's the important part. One hit point left. Bullshit. Still, at worst, it'll heal something like maybe 20-30 points. So a single attack. Still, it'll start killing people with any attack after this, and people will start dying. Yep. So this isn't gonna work. Not unless we just kill these guys first. The bolt is not the problem, it's everything that comes after the bolt is the problem. So trying to hurry this will just lead to casualties, and I don't want to aggress out of here at this point. So we'll have to just do what we'll have to do. Clear the battlefield out of trash first. Can I kill that one? I'm not so sure. No I can't. I also need to make sure that there are melee guys who can reach the monster. We wouldn't need a huge amount of extra attack power, but we do need something. So a couple of melee guys probably be enough. Monks would do just fine. After the evil monster's next turn will attack. Kill the Skull Knights too. Or sure we do. I think I would prefer it though. We could have just left something to block them, but that Skull Knight moving there sort of ruins that anyway. It would have also meant that I simply cannot move the guy who's blocking him no matter what, which is not something I want to be limited to. We need to pile up everything on that goddamn monster if we want to push through his health in a single turn. Certainly, or alternatively clean it further so we can do it easily too. Either way, we can't afford this. I mean to worry about Skull Knights causing me grief or blocking me. Unfettered access to the monster is don't think I can kill it, but maybe I can. There's no point saving up the magic points. Sniper should be able to finish this. We also try to attack the priest now. Monster won't be able to attack us here. Right. This is a silence spell. Yeah, and it didn't affect anyone. Ooh. No, it didn't affect anyone. Okay. I think we're ready to attack. Let's go. Or are we? Yeah, let's just go. Mages will have, and other spellcasters will have to deal with the bishop. They'll have to use area effect spells anyway. Right, the monster is not vulnerable to heat or cold, really. Probably still affected by both spells, recently at least. Right there, everyone's joining in on the fight now. His physical counterattacks are pretty weak. And a decent heal. 30 points. Doesn't really matter what we do. Because of the heal, the demon is gonna get another turn before we can finish him. But that has to be it. We have to be able to bring him down after that. I don't see why that would be a particular problem. I just hope the mages come up next, so we can create more attack room for against the demon. Taking pretty much half damage from magical attacks, so not all that vulnerable against them. Still, the mages can kill the bishop. Also another access point for physical attacks now. I'm not actually sure if we can't kill it before his turn comes up. Just need a little bit of luck, but yeah. Not enough luck. I can't see anyone dying from this. It's all about what's going to come after this. Do we have a turn, or do the Chimeras and others descend upon us? Right. Just won't do all that much damage. I think we're better off blocking their access to some of the wounded characters. This guy is not a good attacker. We'll heal what we can. Might not make a difference, but it might. Punch him in the face. Okay, what now? What the hell was it? It seems like it's a little bit too easy.
I can't believe it. How? Why? A beautiful creature gone. I've got to get out of here with my treasure. Hold it, Woldol. You're staying here, thanks to luck. By the way, were you looking for this?
Luck held the sword of Hajia.
Luck, where did you find that? Give it to me.
Not a chance. This is why you wanted Cyprus, isn't it?
The arm is no match for its magic, and so you had to destroy it. And you're right. That sword stands between me and Iam's power, and anyone who knows its secret must die. Iam wills it.
Okay. So this was a prelude to something else then. Not surprising, Woldol was surprisingly weak, so this was expected. Turn himself into a scorpion. Classic move.
Maximus, defeat Woldol, attack him with the sword of Hylia. Do it now, for Guardiana and the world.
Do I actually have the sword or what? I mean, is this some extended fight or... At least my party, yeah, I don't... Do you have the sword? Like... Taros. I have no idea what Taros is. I would imagine they don't seem to be that tough, so I would imagine that you can probably encounter them in infinite numbers. And evil bishops will spawn there. What about you? Sentinel. Somewhat better. Woldol the Scorpion. Pink Scorpion. Right, right. He has a lot of magic, but no magic to throw, so this is a mystery what the hell he's gonna do. What are these? Looks like sort of statues. Yeah, they're a huge source of experience, but I don't really get why. I mean, they're not terrible or anything, they're just okay. So why the hell are they worth so much? Maybe the Scorpion dude is only vulnerable to the sword. So we are fighting sort of a endurance fight while the boss man beats the shit out of it. This entire I don't know, is it the book? Has been sort of, I felt almost constantly that it's a bit on the easy side. I'm not sure if that's really unwanted. Because if there are additional books we play through, then maybe the difficulty will ramp up in there. And I don't always mind. It's sometimes the difficulty is nice that it's a little bit ramps up, but sometimes it's nice to play casually too. Doesn't really matter. It's a slightly more powerful weapon. That's about it. Nothing all that special about it. sure I want to be fight against the Scorpion dude before this place has been cleared up. These aren't super tough or anything, but they're still somewhat troublesome. You really should not be going there. Stay with Domingo. Okay, Sentinel down. I don't want to find out what it does. These things seem to be vulnerable to magic, though they don't do freeze level 3, which is not all that useful at this point. At least magic works on them fine. Now the real mystery is what exactly does the Scorpion do? Right, we can pretty much ignore the statue enemies. Ooh. So some sort of Spirit's Steamer Breath. 30 points of damage on everyone. That's an instant death on some characters. We could think about using a healing rain in this case. I mean, that's why we bought these horrible things for. And I think if we're not gonna use them in a situation like this, we're never gonna use them. I certainly can't heal all the guys who are at the front line at the moment, and I don't know when another Demon Breath is coming my way. So. What exactly does this do? Yeah, it's pretty much full heal on everyone. Not bad, but not exactly optimal use of the plastic thing either. Can I even harm this one? That's no. Do I want to do it? But we definitely want to kill the Taroses away, but are the Rangers the right characters to do it? We also need to kill the goddamn Weaver. But at the same time we do need to start attacking Woldol. Can't get around that. It's not gonna die unless we pull a couple turns of... Yep, he cannot... So he can't be harmed at all without the sword. That makes things more interesting. The hero has to focus on it right now. Everything else is just a distraction. I need to get closer there. I need to be within healing distance. What reason to maybe dump all of the buffing items on the main hero in these games? If he's the only one who can deal with these situations, the more damage he can do is naturally better. But we certainly don't want the evil bishop interfering in these situations though. Having Woldol being healed while he's so difficult to damage makes healing very powerful on him. That has to be avoided no matter what the cost. "24 points of damage? Right arm is poisoned. Is it now vulnerable to attack? Yeah. "9 points of damage." So it's pretty much physical damage only type of character. Okay, at least the situation is quite as bad as I initially thought. Although Scorpion has the demon breath, besides that, he's worthless. I think we got extremely lucky there. We can certainly ignore the statue, it's too pathetic. Okay, now the rangers are pretty much full health, so even if there's a demon breath, they'll survive. As long as Woldol remains vulnerable to normal damage, we should be able to wrap things up fairly quickly. And a healer, yeah. This was more or less easy to predict though. These secrets here. Aura heal will cancel a single attack from Lapis. That's all it does though, so we can ignore it. Wasting so many attacks on the healer is a bigger waste. I suppose the mages could go after them, they're weak against Woldol. Won't be able to contribute much damage anyway. I don't think anyone will die from this. He would have attacked another group, that might have been the case, but not this one. It's awfully close though. Okay, these guys can't waste their time healing. We take Woldol down. 4 attacks should do it if they're the right kind of attacks. Might as well go all in. Won't contribute all that much, but it'll still help. Couple spells, but a lackluster attack is just as good as a stronger attack from the better guys. This guy actually has a decent amount of hitting power. Probably about 25 points of damage. 24. So 2 attacks at this point. One attack. And the rangers will probably wrap things up. Nope. Oh fuck. Normal attack. We'll survive that. Barely though. Counter attack. 1 hit point left. So anyone can kill it. Except this guy, because he literally cannot attack. Trying to save the hero. So if something bad happens, we can still finish this. Mayfair can do the finishing blow. Send Woldol to hell. Still 1 minute. Did we win? Yes, Abyss, we won. We have the sword and Woldol's gone. Whoa. He turned into a giant scorpion. Yeah, my reaction exactly.
Bruce, don't worry, at least Lug is safe. Father, I'm so glad to see you. My friends and I couldn't let you disappear. We joined forces to come after you. Bruce, we had heard that brave warriors were on the way, but I had no idea that my own son would be among them. What's wrong with you? Maximus, your right arm has turned to stone. You fought bravely and well for one so young. But this was just the beginning of a much larger invasion. Maximus, to heal your arm, you will have to face me another time.
Thus Maximus and the Shining Forest restored peace to Cyprus and Guardiana. Thank you all. Guardiana is grateful for your bravery, and Maximus has sacrificed his right arm for victory.
Your Majesty, Cyprus plans to send soldiers into the depths of the continent.
And I will send Guardiana's best warriors to help them.
It would be an honor to go, Your Majesty. We can help King Maximus restore his arm. We owe him at least that much.
The Cypress. End of the book. This is a cutscene. Or
With the alliance of Guardiana and Cyprus, they succeeded in waking Queen Anri. With her waking, peace was once again restored to Guardiana and Cyprus. But as long as the right arm of the prince remains as stone, no one can escape from the shadow of the evil Eon Empire.
But he was a king at this point. Alright, so the books are chapters in a larger story. Another story of Shining Force. There's at least two, which makes sense. It would also explain why this sort of feels like it wasn't that difficult. But I wonder, it can't be the same characters we play with because of the promotions and levels they were. So is it an entire new group of people that play that second book? There's not much to say about this. It's standard Shining Forest strategy gameplay, and my light griping about the difficulty could just fix by changing the difficulty setting. So it's not really a major complaint that I feel is wrong about the game. I wasn't expecting much else, and everything is just fine. There's a little bit of a balance changes compared to the other games. Mages seem pretty lackluster. They didn't get their good attack spells at all during the amount of leveling up I did. So you'd have to grind levels to get decent mage attack spells. On the other hand, rangers finally are useful for something. I think in the first game especially, they stopped getting attack attributes per level. So you're lucky to get 1 point per level, but this time we basically got 2 points more on most levels. So they are relatively fast, have great range, and are absolutely devastating with their attacks. So a shitty unit turned into a fantastic unit in this game. The standard issue melee units are sort of weak because they're never there when you really need them. You'd have to buff them similarly like I buffed the mages, which turned out to be sort of waste of a buff. simply because they never got their spells. So if I would have buffed some melee guys instead, they would have been much more useful. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about this. If you played a Shining Force game, this is another decent Shining Force game. That's about it. I do miss the adventuring between fights though. This is literally a series of fights you play through. There's no feeling of the exploration and finding the secrets. I mean, I suppose there are secrets in the missions, and I certainly missed some. It's a goddamn act of God that I found a window, for example. But it's done so much better, for example, in Shining Force 2, when they're mostly their areas of interest, or like a bush that is slightly different from other normal bushes, like it has flowers or something. So there's a visual cue of some sort for you to investigate there. Here, if they are, I didn't spot any at all. I tried to go after it and compared where we found Domingo, and it was exactly identical compared to a dozen other bushes. So it's just a goddamn miracle if you happen to find it. I suppose there's secret hunting like that in the other games, but it happens outside of combat. So it's much less time consuming and cumbersome to actually do. Where does this go from here? Back to the start. I'll end things here and start the other book. See what the hell that's all about. But yeah, so far I like it. It's, as I said, it's a Shining Force game. There's nothing particularly great or terrible about it. It's exactly how you'd expect it to be. Okay, how do you continue from this though? Do you need to delete this? This is a fight, probably a location before the end boss fight. Right, so this is unmutable. Do we delete it? Which Shining book do you want to read? Play toward the root of evil. The evil god awaits. Next.